Hi everyone, Grey Power 60 here. I thought I'd do a quick video of how I've organized my stickers for my pocket letters. I was tired of having them in bins and trying to root through them. Some I've used, some are new, some are... So it was just, I was finding it took me longer to find the pieces that I wanted to use than it did, actually doing the work of making my pocket letters. So anyway, I'm going to move my webcam down and show you what I have created here. So this is just a 1-inch binder. I had plastic on the back, so I just printed off this same little thing I got on the internet. I was looking up scrapbooking images, clip art, free clip art, and this was one of them. And then I just put my pocket letter sticker album so that I could have all of my stickers in one place. Here, puppy. Oh, you want a piece of cheese. Okay, so let's get started. It's upside down to me, but it's okay to you. So you saw me haul these binder dividers, and I decided to use them for this sticker album. Now I haven't done all of them. I've only done a few, so I just wanted to give you an idea of some tips that I picked up. I've been looking at videos all afternoon on different ways that scrapbookers or scrafters or crafters or whatever they're called, all the pro girls, how they organize their stuff. Now, I have no space. I've got, in one of my videos, I showed you how I organized a baby's change table to become my office and crafting nook. And then I have my dining room table. Well, if I want to do any crafts, I have to pull all the bins out, open them up, because they're organized by stickers, paper, tools, embellishments, more embellishments, containers, and tape, and, stamps and that kind of thing. So, which makes the whole place a real mess. I need a drink. I need a drink of my pop. Okay. Soda for you guys in the States. I always find that cute. We're so used to saying pop, and you say soda. I love the differences. Some of them are so cute. Anyway, let's get on with this. So, anyway, the divider is for my first part, and when I started this, was my first section is going to be letters and words. And that's going to include things like phrases and, these kind of things. And my letters, and then we go on to the good stuff. So, the tip that I found that I really liked was the girl, in order to, because, okay, let's go back. Let's see if I can be a little coherent here, a little articulate instead of being kind of stupid. Okay, these soft page protectors, I was using those. Now these are the cheap ones, of course, from the dollar store. I mean, you can get them that are a little more stiff, but still not much more. And that's where I was stuffing sort of all of the stickers, and I really didn't have any rhyme or reason to them. So I didn't like it. I took them out of the binder and I put them in a bin. And then I thought, well, at least if they're sort of standing upright, I can kind of flip through them and find them. But I didn't categorize them because I don't really know how. I mean, I guess it's not a matter of, like, it's not that I don't know how. I really don't know what to call them, Like, I know the letters and numbers is easy enough. And but what about some of this fun stuff? Like, how would you categorize this? I don't know. You can maybe leave me a comment and, put me out of my misery. And then, of course, I've got these striped ones here. I should have gone through it a little slower and show you But the tip that I got was using, if I have one here, file folders. Now, I don't have colored ones. This is from my uncle's stash, so I've got like, I don't know, 200 of them. I don't know what he was using it for. They were all still in the package. So rather than have them go to waste, I used these. What I did with them, in order to give some of the softer stickers a little hard backing so that they wouldn't flop around so much, is file folders. So we've cut the file folders here, cut them in half, took off the trim at the top, then cut them in half, put through the 3-hole punch, and this is what I ended up with, was these pages. Now, one of the problems was these longer stickers, and I put them in the front. I may put them in the back later on, I don't know, but right now I use them a lot. So the first one, anyway, what I did was I've tried 3 different techniques. I've taped this little tutorial, or little, whatever you want to call it, 3 times. So it just goes to show you that I've improved it 3 times in one day, in like 4 hours. So, the first thing I tried was gluing down the packages, and then all we had to do was pull out the ones we want to use. So, if I wanted to use one of these blessed ones, or I guess Christian kind of sayings. Oh my goodness, it's upside down, so I'm not used to trying to open it this way. And I can't get it open, honest guys. Okay, there we go. So, if I wanted to use one, I just rip it off, and I can shove it back in. Right now it's being upside down. I'm not doing very good. So I cut off the top, the label top, and I had glued them on at first, and then put an extra one with some washi tape, so that I could have one static and one. But then I decided, well, if I do both of them, especially those that don't have wrap, the original wrap or the original board behind it, which some of mine don't, then at least this way I can still see the wording on this, and it's easier to flip them through, and I can also put another one on here if I wanted to. So this is what I decided to do with the longer ones. Now they are still a little bit longer at the top, but at least it doesn't have that big tag. So that's what I've done with that one. And then to continue on, I did some more taping back and forth, and the same with this. Some of them I did one way and some I did another way, and the reason is because some of them are still stuck. So this is one that I had glued down. The reason why I was gluing it down was because when these are done, when this strip is done, I can keep the wrapper container, or I can take it right off and replace it with a new one. I could do that. The ones that I glued on, the original thought was I'll glue one on each side and then have them just replaced, by just sticking in the new ones, taking out the old ones that are done. But I thought that wasn't, that was a little bit too much work. So now I've decided to tape them all. And then I found this one, this little rogue guy, in and amongst my puffy ones. So it just goes to show you, I mean, things that we're looking for, they get lost in all of the clutter of everything. So I thought this was, for me and my simple little mind, was easier for me to sort of keep track of everything. And that's what I've done. So, and these are puffy ones, so I put these on a separate page, and I put them side by side so that it would give it a little bit of balance as I'm turning the pages. Then we come to things like this, where I have a lot of loose ends. What I've done is I've taken these page protectors. Now the ones at the dollar store are very cheap. They're very flimsy and thin. So I've added a piece of cardboard, or not cardboard, but a piece of the file folder after it was cut. Put it inside, place these in, and I just put a little washi tape to kind of keep it closed because it comes off really easy, you know. So it'll keep it closed and kind of keep things inside instead of sliding all over and coming out. So that's what I've done with that. Then the next one is, these are some fun ones. These are, I guess, this is another one that I had kind of stuck, and it's a little sticky, but that's okay. It doesn't matter, as long as they stay in there. So these are some more that I have kind of flipped around and decided to, you know, put them in here in flip-flop kind of way. Now this one didn't have a protector, and before I had thought of using washi tape to stick them down in this manner, I had created a little pocket for it that can be used for any stickers this size, because I was still going through the process of how can I do this, how can I make it better, and so on and so forth. So I've gone through these various stages till I came to this point, and I'll probably find more tricks, and I'm hoping that you'll leave some comments so that I'll be able to improve this even more. But for now, this is working. I can take this out, take what I need, flip it all back, and put it back. This little son of a gun was too big for, I didn't have a sleeve for it, and it was too big for these other pages, so I had to create a hard back for it because it was too wide to fit in a page protector. I mean, sorry, it still has its wrapping, but it was too big to put in that page protector, but I didn't want it to be loose, like just put holes in it and put it in. So I've attached it to the back so that when I take this, you know, I can just take it out, pull it out, get whatever one I want, and put it back. And then this is also reusable, so that if I have another one later on, I can put it in, and if this one only has a few stickers, I can sort of cut them out and put them in a box or in something else for now. So that's what I've done with that. And with these long sticker, I don't even know what they're called, trims, I suppose. So what I've done is I've just kind of attached them with washi tape and let them flip, and I kind of like overlap them so I could see the different ones, so I could choose what patterns I wanted. So that, and it leaves it flat so it's not getting bulkier and thicker, so the flatter it is, it's kind of spread out. So I've done that. And now I was coming to, I'm just tired and ready for bed, so I just did this very quickly. I had some very flat, these are Frozen, these ones are My Little Ponies and Princesses and so on, and they're all very flat, but they're loose, and I didn't want to go through, you know, all of this kind of flipping back and forth thing, because I didn't think it was worth it for these stickers. So what I've done is I've put them in with a piece of, in a page protector, with a piece of the file folder, and just stuck a little washi tape on the top so that they don't slide out when we flip back and forth. And that's the other side of it. And I did the same with these ones. These are, excuse me, excuse me. These are, I just forget, Doc McSnuffin, and you guys probably know better than me, so I don't know this one. Yeah, McStuffin. Anyway, these are cute, and so I did the same thing with these, and I laid them as flat as I could, but this time I tried it with, I have a big stack of construction paper for kids where they can paint on it and craft stuff and do it. I had them for a long time, and I think I picked up like 2 boxes of them for like 25 cents or something. So I thought I'd try it. It's a little too flimsy for my liking. I prefer it to be a little more stiff, but I just wanted to try it, so I'll probably replace that. And that's as far as I got. And then in the back here, I just have some pocket letters that I've done that are ready to be mailed out, but I haven't put stuff in the back yet because I wanted to organize this first. Next is to go and go through all of my, put this up a little bit here, excuse me, what I consider to be puffy, two-dimensional, three-dimensional stickers. I don't know whether it's better to leave it in here. Maybe you can give me some advice on that. But these ones that are loose, that have been used, I hate to leave it in here because, I mean, it's okay when they've got the wrapping, but when they don't, for some reason it's got thrown out. You know, and then I've got all these little odds and ends. So I'd like to be able to put them somewhere else or organize it in another way. So if you have any suggestions for me, I'll probably think about this tomorrow. I'm not going to do it tonight, but I just wanted to kind of go through at least the first part of my binder and see, because this is fat. This is quite a lot to put into a binder. And this bin seems to be a really nice size, but it doesn't have a top. So I'm still thinking about it. But I just wanted to sort of give you a little bit of tips on how perhaps you can get started on your sticker binder and maybe get them a little bit organized. I mean, it's so much easier to pick this up and have it sitting beside me so that if I want particular stickers for one particular pocket letter, I just have to go through this and say, okay, I want this and this and this, and you pick them all out, you put them aside, and then you have them ready, and then you can put that away, you know. So that's what I've been trying to do today. I'm ready for bed. It's been a long day. Thanks for joining me. Leave me some comments if you have any tips yourself. I'm still looking at videos. I'm still looking at different ways of organizing. So far, I'm happy with this one to a point. I mean, right now, this is perfect. And I can also put my pocket letters in the back. I have a folder for those. They just have to be filled with goodies. I've done sort of the front part, but so that's sort of where I put my projects when they're to be continued, like to be finished with the embellishments and with the goodies. But I'm still not quite sure how I'm going to handle the rest. And I don't want a whole bunch of bins, and unfortunately, that's what's happening. So I'm going to have to think about this overnight, and I will get back to you. And please leave me comments. Subscribe if you haven't before. I hope you liked the video. I hope you get some tips or at least some ideas to kind of help us organize things. I call this my budget friendly. This is for people who don't have a lot of money and don't have a lot of space to put their things in. And I had these items so I didn't have to purchase anything. Thank goodness. And that's what I really wanted to achieve in this video, was just to give us some tips on things that we already could use, that we might already have in the house. We have the washi tape, we've got the stickers, maybe the folders. If you have some cardstock of some kind that's heavy enough, you could use that instead of the file folders. I just happen to have a very large supply of file folders, so that's why I use those. I don't have very much cardstock. I hope this was a little helpful to some people. We're going to go to the next step, and that is I'm going to do a little research on my puffy stickers and my 3D stickers and see what would be the best solution for me. I do not want to purchase anything just to file them away. I mean, if worst comes to worst, I will just continue using this little bucket. They're standing upright. The loose ones, maybe I'll just leave in here in the front. Just make sure they're in the front. Trouble is, if they slide underneath, you know, I mean, I know it's not a big deal, but I just want everything to be sort of neat and tidy. one more bin to put over in my pumpkin area. This binder is easy enough just to slide under, but another container. I could use that other little stand that I have. Anyway, it's getting too long. Thanks so much for joining me. Please leave me a comment. Give me some tips, hints, anything at all. I really appreciate it. I hope that my little mistakes that I made and struggling through this really helped you out a little bit, or gives you ideas. It's always good to watch 1, 2, 3, 4 different things, get some great ideas, and create your own. What you have, don't go out and start buying stuff, because then you get so swamped down with so many things you don't know what to use. So try to use what you already have, and if that's not working for you, then go to the next step. I mean, that's just a suggestion from me. It's Grey Power 60 saying bye for now. Talk to you soon.